Eastern Australian summertime. It's now 7:15.
The Immigrants. This week we begin a series of profiles of Australians who were born overseas.
Michael Mangos was born in 1896 on the Greek island of Kastellorizo. One of 4 brothers, he often spent his holidays accompanying his father on trading voyages around the Greek islands in one of the square-rigged sailing ships which operated out of Kastellorizo harbour. Faced with declining employment opportunities on the island, his uncle offered to bring him to Australia. And in 1908, at the age of 12, Michael Mangos set sail for Perth.
I landed in Kalgoorlie in 1908 and started working for my uncle in a cafe in Kalgoorlie. There was not too much work at the time, and the wages were very low. There were no factories. The only places there were the mines, if you like to go to work, underground, or start a shop yourself, or a little fruit shop, or a fish shop, or a cafe, or sell peanuts or anything like that, lollies, in football grounds, or outside of picture shows to earn your living. There weren't very many people in Kalgoorlie then. I think if there were 200-300, it'll be about the limit. I think about 200-300 Greeks. And after being with my uncle for 5 years, I started a little shop on my own next to the Kalgoorlie town hall, a milk bar and a fruit business. I had it for about 3 months when the first war started. And while I was building up the window with fruit, I think I was picking up apples at the time in the window. All of a sudden I had bang on the windows, great big stones. I saw some soldiers and civilians. They left my shop and went right along, all along Hannan Street, and they smashed every foreign window, Jewish, German, Greek, Italian. Some of the soldiers came from Black Boy Hill near Perth. They must have been half drunk or something, and they started breaking the shops, and then the civilians joined in. They thought Greece was going against England and Australia, and they finished up going with England to finish in the war. They were the Allies. I went back to Perth. We were terrified when they broke our shops up. We just left our shops as they were. We never got a penny from the government. We tried to we put a solicitor to try and get some reward for it, because it was done mostly by the soldiers, and we got nothing for it. We got nothing. We only got a promise that they will pay, but they never paid anything. I left Perth after 3 months, and I went to Darwin. We heard that there was a lot of work in Darwin. There was a big factory built there, Meatworks, named Vestige Brothers, and I went there and worked 2 years for Vestige Brothers. And then the factory closed down because the war was over, and they didn't need any more meat like from Australia. And I went to Queensland. I worked there for about a year in cutting wood and cutting cane for 12 months. Italian farmer. They had cane farms, and we used to take a contract from the farmers to cut the cane for them, and the wages were very low then. 6 shillings a ton to cut them and load them in the trucks. And we used to get 9 shillings a ton for a second year crop. You got to cut them and load them in a truck. They used to bring the trucks on the line. We used to lay the lines ourselves, and they pushed the trucks onto the rail, and we used to get up in the morning and fill the trucks up with cane. From the group I was in, there were Kastellorizans and about 3 Cypriots. My brothers were in Melbourne at the time, and they wrote to me and said, it's no good being up in Queensland. He said, you get a better job here, and a lighter job than what you're doing, and you get about £3 a week here, and you're cheap, which was good money at that time. And I came to Melbourne and worked for 2 years as a waiter in Elizabeth Street. I saved a bit of money, and I went overseas to see my parents. Well, I went home to Greece, and I stayed about a month, and we decided to take all the family to Australia. It was mother and father and my sister and my brother. And when I went to Portside to get the boat, I met this young lady that I married in January 1922, and we decided to come to Australia, all of us, the 6 of us. So I brought them out in 1922 in January, and of course I got married in Portside. And when I come back to Melbourne, my other 2 brothers bought a small cafe in Prahran Street, South Melbourne, and I went and stayed with them for a few months. And then we decided, the 3 of us, to buy this cafe that I'm in now. So we bought it together, the 4 of us. And after a while, we decided to split. And I bought this one on my own. So yeah, as I had a big family, and they had families, so the families grew, and the expenses were higher and getting higher, and depression came in. So I bought the place on my own, and also I bought the property of them, and I was there for about 48 years. Well, the Greek community was very, very low in numbers, of course, mostly from Ithaca, island called Samos, say about 200 Kastellorizians, and few from our different islands, mostly island people, because the island people like to travel a lot, whether it's natural to them or whether it's a necessity to travel and try and find better jobs, and they really